Interest rate is so high now. How to buy a property? Is it a right time to buy? Now, let's first explore what is interest rate. Interest rate is what the Reserve Bank use to manage the economy. In an economy where inflation is high, they will increase interest rate to actually curb spending power. Okay, so if you're think of it, if you're gonna buy an expensive item, likely you're gonna take a loan out. And of course, if the interest rate is high, then you will think twice about actually taking a loan out to buy that high ticket item, and therefore creating a lower in demand in the economy for that particular item, and therefore inflation is being controlled. Of course, when there's high interest rate, this also encourage people to keep their money inside the bank to get a better return on their savings. So with high interest rate, people's spending power decreases and people are more willing to put the money in the bank. This slows down the economy. All right. Now, of course, on the other hand, when economy is way too slow, the reserve banks will then reduce the interest rate to encourage people to start spending, and also to take their money out from their savings to start spending, because it is actually, money is now more affordable. So the two situation will bring us to a supply and demand issue. Interest rate going up, demand goes down, and interest rate going down, demand goes up. So now let's talk about our current situation. Interest rate is high. What do you think the demand is? And that's why there's actually people out there talking about a slowdown in the housing market. All right. Now, in this kind of situation, if you are a ready buyer, okay, you will find that sellers or developers will be more sensitive to the pricing. So the follow-up question would be, well, if interest rate is high, why don't I just put the money inside the fixed deposit account? Well, you technically you can, but let's do some maths, Okay, so let's say if you're gonna buy a $1 million property, okay, the upfront buying cost, which means all your deposit and all that you need to pay, is about 300,000. Okay, putting 300,000, your interest return would be around $10,000. Okay, do you think within that year the property wouldn't actually appreciate $10,000? Okay, especially if you're buying in a slower market where sellers or developers are actually more sensitive to the pricing. So putting the money inside a fixed deposit account, then we talk about the opportunity cost. You are gaining $10,000 on one hand, but yet you may be losing out on certain deals, maybe being able to find an undervalued property to buy at this kind of climate, and thereby earning you more than $10,000 a year. All right. And also, I will show you, my background is going to change, that it is actually the tail end of the interest rate rise. Here it is. It's been already announced that the Federal Reserve will cut interest rate 6 times next year. Okay, which is actually showing signs that the economy is slowing down. So ask yourself, what will happen? As just now we spoke about, that when the interest rate comes down, what's going to happen? Demand is going to go up, and then the housing price is going to go up as well. Of course, don't just believe with what the article says. Okay, look at the signs and symptoms of this. Now, this is the first time, I dare say, in my life that I actually have seen fixed interest rate lower than the floating rate. All right, why is that so? This is actually a sign that the banks that are lending out money is also foreseeing that the next 1 or 2 years, interest rate will likely drop below whatever the rate that they are fixing now, which the current lowest fixed rate out in the market is 3%. All right, so another sign showing that interest rate will drop. All right, so you are kind of at the tail end of interest rate change, and if you are a ready buyer, I think you really need to seriously consider going into the market now. All right, so if you are interested, please contact me for more. And maybe you can actually put inside the comment what are your thoughts on this. Thanks.